Consider this. 60% of the world population knows at least two languages, while 75% of us Americans know only one. We are behind, that's a ratio of over 50% to less than a quarter of us. Okay? So today I will be informing you on some of the benefits and importance of learning a second language and how to manage your time in learning a second language efficiently. Some parts of why learning a new language could be important is, especially in our culture in Hawaii, in this state, we're so diverse that simply knowing a second language can be a connection or a gateway into a whole nother community. And also, learning a second language affords you the luxury of being able to travel overseas. And since we get a lot of tourists, you can communicate with people easier if you know more languages. As an Asian American, I grew up with bilingual parents, and I know how hard it is for them to learn English as a second language. So I made it a point to be fluent in both Vietnamese and English to better communicate with them. I also spent the last 12 years learning 3 other languages, including Russian, Japanese, and Korean. And I spent a lot of time researching on how to better learn these languages, because I've always been interested in traveling to these countries, and one of the countries I did actually manage to go to, or 2 of them. So today I want to share where, as a nation, we're behind and some of the advantages of learning a second language. America is not only behind in learning a second language, we're also behind in the literacy of our own language. According to an article by the Washington Post, 19% of Americans cannot read a newspaper, let alone write or apply for a job application. This becomes a problem when we consider that by 2020, that's around the corner, that 2/3 of all job opportunities are going to require some level of college, technical training, or associate's degree, right? So having a second language gives you not only advantages in the work field by letting your resume stand out among other potential job candidates, it also can be an advantage in pay. Consider this: 5 to 20% of, or 5% to 20% is the potential income gain over the base rate if you know a second language in your job. Now that I've covered some of the advantages of learning a second language, I'm going to share with you a few resources and tips on how to learn another language. Today, with the internet, things, especially learning things, have become a lot easier. So we have tools online, including Google. Google is your best friend because not only can you search things for it, Google also has a feature that is called Google Translate. You can automatically convert audio to text in formats, and it can automatically translate that conversation for you. Okay. There's also tips. There's also applications that you can download on your phone, such as HelloTalk, which matches you and links you with other foreigners around the world who are trying to learn your native language, and it matches you to the native language that you are trying to learn. So it becomes sort of like a personal pen pal that you can communicate with. Okay. There are also language programs such as Rosetta Stone. So a lot of people think Rosetta Stone is kind of expensive, right? You go buy the application and it's like $80 for a language. In fact, Rosetta Stone, the app, has a free trial that you can learn up to 12 units of study for absolutely free, actually, for level 1. So it's a very quick and easy way to learn and very cost efficient. Now that I've covered some tools and resources, I want to share with you some tips that I used in order to learn very efficiently. Number 1 is you gotta choose your language based on a connection or a distinct need, right? So if you're planning to apply for a job overseas in a different country that speaks a different language, or let's say if you have family members who speak a different language, right? You want to be able to communicate with them. So you have a strong desire to learn a second language. That is way more important than choosing a language based on whether it's common or not, right? So choose one that means something to you. Learning a second language is a lifelong pursuit. So learn at your own pace, but always keep some kind of log or tally to track your progress. And then, of course, you want to increase your exposure to that language as much as possible, whether through movies, through music, or just gaining a few friends from that language you're trying to learn. In conclusion, now that I've covered ways that you can gain advantages by standing out on your resume or having the freedom to travel, also some resources you can use such as HelloTalk and Rosetta Stone, as well as some ways to learn efficiently by increasing your exposure. I want you to consider that in the audience analysis questionnaire, 90% of you said yes when asked if you've ever been in a situation where knowing another language would have been useful, okay? And 100% of you said that you would at one point or another want to learn a second language. So with all the tips that I provide today, I hope that you gain the confidence and inspiration to learn a second language. That being said, 감사합니다, arigatou gozaimasu, and spasibo.